basketball.
I don't watch it. I'll watch it in the playoffs probably. Yep. I watch it a little bit. I try to keep up with it. It's on sports. It's on sports radio like now. So I listen to a little bit of it. But Orlando, no idea.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were going to be sellers at the deadline, and they were buyers.
Yeah.
I thought
what's their record?
Huh? Well, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Are they 500?
6 games out, right?
They're 4 games out of the playoffs. That's not necessarily
that's why sellers.
I keep telling him
it's not even close to It's not even close to
Now, I don't think. Now, you ask me if they make the playoffs, they're going to go anywhere? Hell no. But they
they're
at
in
least
the
have
East,
a shot to make the playoffs. Now,
they're going to have to play the Bucks or the Raptors in the first round.
But hear me out. For you, me, Eric, it means nothing that the Magic made the playoffs.
Yes.
For the Magic owners, it means the world because it brings in more revenue.
And to the fan
They're going to sell out at least 2 more games. You got to look at these things. If you're the ownership, it brings in for them. It brings in more money. So they want to make the playoffs. I think they don't want a crappy draft pick. I mean, you're going to get one anyway, even if you don't make the playoffs. Like you said, you're going to be middle of the run, like we talked about yesterday.
They'll bounce out in the first round.
So for the ownership, they'd rather make the playoffs and see this team get this team some confidence. I think going into next season. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, this team is very, very young too. So if they make the playoffs, even with the injuries they've had, I think that even sets up next year even better for them.
Yeah. Well, Mo Bamba plays for them.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I know him.
He's a first-round pick.
5th overall.
But he's blocked because Vukovic is just having an incredible year this year.
Vukovic is great. I mean, Vukovic is one of the better players in the league.
Mo's not a good shooter, man. I mean, I watched him in college. I'm a big Texas fan.
He's just all defense.
Yeah, he's all very good. Longest arms I've ever seen in my life, but can't shoot the ball. He can dunk.
Yeah.
If he can just develop a little hook shot or something,
And I think that's what the Magic
He's still young though.
He wasn't even averaging 10 minutes a game, was he?
Yeah, he's only 19.
And now you add Markelle Fultz into that mix, and if you can get this kid at his full potential, then you've got a number 1 overall pick right there. I'm just saying. It's worth a shot for what you get. I mean, we gave up, Jonathan Simmons?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a couple of draft
Jonathan
picks.
Simmons doesn't even play for the Magic hardly because Jonathan Isaac and Terrence Ross have been so good.
Did you see Briscoe?
And don't forget about Aaron Gordon.
Isaiah Briscoe went off yesterday, too. Isaiah Briscoe. Exactly. Who came off of the bench, and he put in like 14 minutes and put up almost 18 points, I think.
Yeah, I was looking.
Yeah,
I was looking more at what Isaac and Ross and Aaron Gordon.
But the guy who I didn't start in my lineup last night actually blew up was Fournier. I've been down on Fournier all season long.
And the Magic won last night. The Magic they beat Minnesota.
They looked really good.
They looked really good. Exactly. So.
Yeah, and they had 5 guys on the court at one time where I was like, they had the entire bench on the court and they were dominating.
Dude, I'm telling you, their Magic are not bad. I think their bench sometimes are better than their starters.
It looked that way last night.
And that's why, like you said, Evan Fournier. It surprises me the Magic didn't trade. If anybody, they didn't trade him.
I thought he was.
But
I said he was a goner last night.
But like we said, they're him and Vooch are like best friends. So if you trade one, you're going to upset the other one. If they trade, and I think the only reason they didn't trade Fournier is because I know if they trade Fournier now, they're not going to be able to re-sign Vukovic.
Well, they're both free agents at the end of the year, I believe.
Well, they can go ahead and sign Vukovic and not Fournier.
Well, that's the thing. Vuk's going to be a max deal guy.
Yeah.
Fournier.
If they throw Vuk money, he's going to take it.
Oh, yeah, but that's the thing. Now,
he loves Orlando, too.
And then Fournier's going to want his money, and they're not going to pay Fournier.
Why would you love Orlando? That's like
he's from
isn't that a double
France?
negative?
I don't know.
If you got kids, I can see why you'd love Orlando.
That might be it.
You like the sweat.
You can love visiting Orlando.
Well, I don't know. He's married. He just had his first kid. Like I said, Fournier's his best friend. They both have kids. They both live.
They
have
a football team.
Yeah,
that starts this week, right? Orlando is one of the 6 teams or 8 teams that are in that new football league?
I believe so. Tampa, Dallas got Bob Stoops to be their coach.
And the Magic are
really?
The Magic picked up a game. They're now 3.5
Oh, 3.5?
So they went from 4.5 to 3.5 back.
But now let's see if they can keep this sustained and run, because usually they'll go on a 3-game stretch with a win, and then they'll lose 5 in a row.
Let's face it, too. I mean, they really have a legit shot. The 2 teams, they're literally the 2 teams in front of them are the Pistons, who are 2 games in front of them, and the Heat, who are 3.5 in front of them. Those 2 teams stink. I mean, really, the Pistons just unloaded Stanley Johnson, who's been one of their best players, other than Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond.
All right, real quick, let's just wrap this up with our NBA talk. Was there any trade that went down yesterday that you were surprised by?
Really, the Fultz one. That's the one that kind of got me by surprise, to be honest. That's really the only one that really happened yesterday. I know Scala Brassier got traded to
There's the complete list if you don't have it.
Yeah, no, I don't have it in front of me. Greg Monroe, I heard the Nets acquired him from the Raptors. I was surprised. What was the one that I talked about that didn't happen? Shelvin Mack going to the Hawks.
Anthony Davis
that's a
not
good
going
one, too,
anywhere,
for the
but
Hawks,
that's not a surprise.
No, Anthony Davis, that wasn't the one I was thinking of. There was another one that I had said the other day that I was surprised that didn't happen. Carmelo Anthony to the Lakers. I'm really surprised that didn't happen. Because the whole team, they just hear me out on this. They've lost all the team chemistry there anyway by trying to trade the entire team for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay,
yeah.
That got out to the media. That got out to the players. The players went to the coach about that. I don't know if you know anything about this or not. The players confronted the coach in the hallway, literally about, hey, what's going on? Like, this was like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
You know, why are you trying to trade us? And he's like, hey, it's not me. It's the organization. You got to talk to the management. Literally, it was almost like they were bullying Luke Walton in the hallway is what it sounded like.
I'm surprised that didn't happen, though, because why wouldn't you want to get something for him?
Here's the thing. If you're the Pelicans, that's the $1 million question, because what we've said, this is what happened with this. The Lakers were all in and all willing to give them whatever they wanted. 3 different occasions, they upped the ante. The Pelicans did after the Lakers gave them what they said that they wanted. The Lakers gave it to them. And they upped it 3 different times. Finally, the Lakers said, "No, you know what? We're out. We're done. You're not going to keep pulling our leg on this.
So you're just not going to get anything for him. You're just going to lose him in free agency.
Well, that's their own GM's fault. They had a chance to unload him, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And now, like I said to Larry, they've taken him out of the team photo. They've taken him out of all the team highlights. They've taken him out of all the team videos, team pictures. There's no pictures of him. But he's back in the lineup now. How ironic is that?
Yeah, no.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a soap opera.
It really is.
But now,
Carmelo Anthony, like I was saying, with the Lakers getting off of that, I'm surprised they didn't go after Melo, because they've already destroyed their team chemistry anyway.
Well, you think Carmelo Anthony's going to prove that?
Why not? I don't know. He's LeBron's best friend.
He's never improved team chemistry.
I'm just saying, he's LeBron's best friend. At least you get somebody in there who likes LeBron, other than, I don't know how much LeBron. How much the team thinks LeBron has to do with this. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he's got everything to do with it.
Exactly.
LeBron runs the league.
That's why if you bring in Melo, you at least give him a teammate that actually.
I heard Magic's got his own little bedroom in his mansion at LeBron's mansion. I swear to God, they're joined at the hip.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me one bit.
Then anybody to say LeBron hates going to the Lakers, that's. Dude, he's making more money now than he ever made in his life.
Oh, I know, no doubt. And he's trying to mold the team around him. That's the thing. And we knew that the whole LeVar Ball situation.
You know what's funny? You want to hear something funny? Remember how LeVar Ball?
I told you that from day one.
Remember how LeVar Ball? And I heard this on Fox Sports Radio yesterday when I was driving around. I actually had Fox Sports Radio on. I was listening to this. I forget whose show it was. But they were talking the Doug Gottlieb show. Maybe
okay, 3 to 6.
Yeah, maybe it was that one. I'm not sure. It was one of them. But anyway, they were talking to LeVar Ball.
Great plug.
They were talking to LeVar Ball. Hey, it's 1070. NBC. That's what I was listening to. It was 1070. That's the plug.
The Zone.
Fox. The Zone. Fox The Zone. Yes. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track here. But they were talking to LeVar Ball. And LeVar Ball was now building not only his son, what's his name, Melo?
Yeah, all his sons.
All his sons. Not only the one who's the one who's playing for the Lakers. Who's the one playing for the Lakers?
What is it? You got Melo, Yellow,
Jello, yeah, whatever. He wants all 3 of his kids to play now in Phoenix, and he's like priming Phoenix. Like, it's so funny to hear him talk about. He's talking like he's slamming the Lakers so bad. He's talking like his son isn't even playing on the Lakers anymore. That his son is already on the Phoenix Suns.
Better than LeBron.
I heard that. I was laughing.
I just think it's hilarious.
My son is better than LeBron. And what's his name? Shannon Sharp.
Yes,
laid into him. Like, what is wrong with you, man?
ESPN's first take. That was
he's like, your son shoots 40% from the free throw line, 20% from 3-point. He's like, oh, you want to talk free throws? Like, yeah, we want to talk free throws. Your son
Eric, he can
shoots
pass.
40%.
He can pass.
The guy. Why do we? And I'm talking about him. Why are we even talking about this guy? Let's stop. This is what he wants.
No.
To be fair, Fultz can pass too.
Yeah, there you go.
He wasn't even the best draft pick for that year on his team.
I agree with you, bro. I agree.
You know what I mean?
We
keep giving this guy press.
I brought it up because I think it's funny that his son plays for the Lakers, but yet he's already acting like all 3 of his kids play for the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns don't want anything to do with any of the ball kids.
Because of his dad.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
But I understand why he wants everybody to go to Phoenix.
Oh, he's trying.
There's
like
no
hell.
superstars there. It would be the LeVar Ball show.
Oh, he's recruiting Phoenix like you would.
And they would look silly.
He can't compete in LA. Too many stars. That's the problem.
He's the one who wanted to go to LA.
I know, because Hollywood.
And what? And then what's his name? Magic Johnson picks him instead of Tatum.
Yeah. And then the
great decision there.
Remember, he made the dumb rap song that slammed his teammate Kuzma.
Yeah,
I was like.
Who made it? What, his son made a rap song?
Yeah,
oh, my God. Come on.
Horrible.
What a bunch. It's all about Instagram likes. It's all it's all about Instagram likes. That's all it is.
Anyway, let's take our bottom of the hour break, and then we're going to talk a little NASCAR with Chip Wile, the president for Daytona Speed Week, next on 1070 The Zone. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 The Zone, where Charlotte County comes to play. We've got Daytona 500 next Sunday right here on 1070 The Zone. This is sold out for the last 3 years. For tickets, just log on to Daytona500.com or call 1-800-PITCH-SHOP. We also have an opportunity for you to win free tickets tomorrow. I'll have details coming up on that. But first, joining me on the phone is Chip Wile, the president for Speed Week Daytona. How are you doing, Chip?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, we can't wait. Of course, NASCAR, the Super Bowl of Daytona 500. We're excited for that, and we're excited to have the first race of the season here on 1070 The Zone.
Yeah, no question. We're thrilled about the 61st running of the Great American Race. You know, it's a great way to start the NASCAR season, and you know, with our sport's biggest and most prestigious race. And there's so much to build up to the Daytona 500. Starting today, we got the Lucas Oil 200 practice and qualifying, and then tomorrow the Cup cars will finally see the racetrack and be on the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway.
Wow, I had a chance to experience my first NASCAR race last year, and it happened to be the Daytona 500. And I'll tell you, for my first timer, it was the most incredible experience.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing like seeing the Daytona 500 in person. You know, NASCAR or Fox does a great job showing it on television, but being here live and seeing all the pomp and circumstance, all the pageantry, and to feel the sensation of these cars going 200 miles an hour side by side for 200 laps, there's nothing like it in the world. And you know, that's what makes NASCAR great. That's what differentiates the Daytona 500 from any other sporting event in the world, is all the things that we do to make it special.
Nice. I'm looking at some of the stuff that'll be going on. I remember last year you had the Air Force. This year will be the Thunderbirds flying over. We're going to have UNOH Fan Zone pre-race access passes that you guys are selling, where you can witness the driver introductions up close, sign the famous start and finish line, and the pre-race show activities as well.
Yeah, you know, that's what differentiates NASCAR from other sports as well. Is what other sport can you be on the sideline as they're strapping on their helmets to go off for the kickoff or for the tip-off? I mean, you literally can be up close and personal with these drivers and these cars up until the time they're strapped in, getting ready to race 200 miles an hour around our 2.5-mile high bank speedway. You know, and we also have Jake Owen, Florida native, playing our pre-race concert, which will be awesome. And if you have UNOH Fan Zone access, you can access the ball field for that concert along with driver introduction. So there's so much to do and see when you come to a NASCAR race, and certainly when you come to the Daytona 500, there's nothing better than being down on the ball field.
No doubt, and that's all week long, too. It's not just the Daytona 500 on Sunday, but you've got the Daytona 300 on Saturday. I like the duel at Daytona, which is coming up on Valentine's Day. That's a great date for me.
Yeah, no question. I mean, what better way, right? Bring your girlfriend, bring your wife out and see a race at Daytona. You know, the Gander RV Duel at Daytona on Thursday, February 14th is going to have added drama this year because there will be 4 cars that go home. So the last 2 years, we've only had 40 entries into the Daytona 500. Every car was guaranteed to make the field. This year, with more cars entered than we have slots, the duels are going to be at a premium. And those 2 150-mile races are really exciting. They're under the lights Thursday night. And we know that some drivers, they're going to have to race their way in. Wow. And in order to get into the field, you're going to make moves on the racetrack that could potentially put other cars in harm's way. But you know, making the field for the Daytona 500 is critical to the start of all these driver seasons, and so they know they'll have to do whatever it takes to get into the race.
Nice. And kids 12 and under receive a free UNOH Fan Zone admission and general seating for all races leading up to the Daytona 500 as well. That is so cool. Bill, you had something to add?
Yeah, hey, how you doing? This is Bill Sievert, Larry's co-host on the show. I just have a question for you. Who's your favorite to win the race? I'm looking at odds and whatnot. I'm seeing Harvick, Keselowski, and Logano. I don't know. Who do you think's going to actually win this race? He's looking for an inside
source, or is Vegas? No.
Yeah. I mean, listen, your guess is as good as mine, and I mean that. When you go to Daytona, think about last year, the last corner of the last lap, Eric Almirola was leading the race, was finally going to get that elusive Daytona 500 victory. He's a Tampa native. He's won the 400-mile race, and it looked like he was finally going to be a Daytona 500 champion. But Austin Dillon in that 3-car used the bump and run and got around him and ended up winning the race. So truly, you don't know who's going to win until the last corner of the last lap. And that's what makes Daytona so exciting and so special is, you know, truly anybody can win on any given day. and I know Brad Keselowski, or he was a 10-1 odds to win. That's all fine and good, and